This is Bengals Film Wednesday, where we break down the 10 most insightful plays from the Bengals' most recent game. Great concept from the Bengals coaching staff here. Watch the running back motion out to the flats to distract the defense. Then you see three wide receivers flood the intermediate area of the zone. T. Higgins senses the zone coverage and sits in the middle of the field before the middle linebacker can get to him, and that's an easy completion for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Later in the game, they run the exact same concept. This time, it's a bad throw and pass, but you see how Higgins is wide open and how this should be an easy completion for the Bengals, just based on the X's and O's drawn up by Zach Taylor. Then, once again, they try to run this exact same thing, and it should work. However, this time, it's going to Auden Tate rather than Higgins, and the problem is Tate doesn't sit in the zone. He continues to run over the middle of the field and allows himself to be covered by the middle linebacker. When you're playing zone, you need to sit in the gaps, and if you're wondering why someone like Auden Tate doesn't play more, and he had a great game overall, but it's little stuff like this that's preventing him from getting on the field. You need to be able to sit in zone and make reads easier for your quarterback. Because he doesn't do that, Burrow is forced to throw a difficult pass, and it's incomplete. Later in the game against man coverage, A.J. Green sits on his route. Burrow rightfully assumes he's going to keep running hard, and that's why the throw is off, and that's why it's an incompletion. Again, this is stuff that has to get sorted out, and you have to run the route hard in order to get open against man coverage. This might have been the craziest play from the entire Bengals game. Watch when Joe Burrow throws his pass to Tyler Boyd. I mean, holy shit. Boyd isn't remotely open and isn't looking for the ball. Burrow has confidence in his wide receiver and throws it to his open shoulder anyways, having confidence that Boyd will turn around in time. Boyd, of course, turns at the perfect time and makes a great catch. This kind of confidence, this kind of chemistry is what you need with your quarterback and receivers if you want to be an elite level passing game. Knowing how to get open when your quarterback earns extra time is a skill. Higgins' route is to go deep on this play. However, after turning to the backfield, he sees Burrow scrambling to the other direction. He knows Burrow isn't going to make that throw from the other side of the field to the deep sideline, so he sprints to the middle of the field, gets open, and catches the ball for a big gain. Welcome back, Billy Price. This play shouldn't have been such a big game, but watch Billy Price on this play. First, he pancakes the one defender and then moves on to the second level. How often do you see a guy take out two players in the same play? That's pretty rare, and for someone struggling as much as Price, it's very rare. If the Bengals could get a productive Price like this, that would be huge for the future of their offensive line. The protection was better on Sunday, but it was still far from perfect. What helped them out in terms of not allowing sacks to Joe Burrow is just how slippery in the backfield he is. We all saw his Houdini act on third down. That's been tons of the highlights, but watch a play like this, where he just eludes an open pass rusher, scrambles out of the pocket, and then is able to get the ball off. Plays like this were just as effective as that crazy play we saw on third down. Jesse Bates gives us a perfect display of how to read a quarterback. As Tannehill looks to the left here, he starts to shade over that way. Then when he starts to circle back to the other side of the field, Bates reads it perfectly. He finds the nearest player in the zone, sprints over to him, and makes the interception. This is a perfect example and display of mixing both watching the quarterback and finding the guy in your zone. Jesse Bates has been the best safety in the NFL so far this season, and here's another example of that. Von Bell had a good game against the Titans, but there are still examples of limitations in coverage. This right here is man with cover 2 behind him, and Bell is supposed to be deep defending his half of the field. I'm not sure why Brian Tannehill doesn't throw this ball, quite frankly, but if he did, it's probably a touchdown. The corner is expecting help on the deep half there. Bell gets caught with his nose in the backfield, and again, if Tannehill throws this ball, it's probably a touchdown. Zach Wilson is growing each game. On this play, he's assigned to the running back. Once he sees the running back stay in for protection, he decides to send himself on the blitz and earn a critical sack. He didn't have this type of play recognition and confidence early in the year, and the fact that he's willing to send himself on these type of blitz when he feels confident is huge for his development at the position and is huge for the Cincinnati Bengals' future.